Hey guys, it's me, Melly. Welcome back to my channel, Melly's Yarn and Book Adventures. It is Friday, October 9th. Welcome to week 2 of Vlogtober. If you're new here, thanks for coming to check me out. If you are a returning viewer, thanks for coming to hang out with me for a few minutes. And by few minutes, I don't mean really how long this video is going to be. Not really much to tell you, so it'll be a quick one. So yeah, if you're new, I'll give you a little rundown of the channel. I am a knitter and a crocheter and a bookworm. So this channel is about anything knitting, crocheting, and books, reading, and yarn related, anything yarn related. But I welcome all crafters of any background, because I'm always willing to learn new things. So yeah, let's see. What have I been up to? Nothing much really. Let's do finished projects. I have finished my pumpkin spice latte socks, which I cannot show you because I've worn them like 3 times during the week, and they are now in the wash. And I also finished my son's Fair Isle hat, which I need to sew that in. But I have finished his hat. It was supposed to be for me. He saw it as I was sewing in all my ends, as I was finishing it, and he stole it. He ran with it. I had to actually go find it. This is made with Stylecraft Special DK yarn, and both the blue and the white, but with the white, which you can't really see, you might be able to see a little bit of sparkle. There's some Hobie Diablo mohair glitter, which I'm kind of disappointed that you can't see the sparkle as much as I thought. You can see it, but it's not very prominent. Anyway, first time I've done Fair Isle, found a really quick pattern online. However, the pattern worked from the top down, and no matter how I tried to start the circular cast on, I watched videos on YouTube. It just didn't, on double pointed needles, it did not want to work for me. So what I did was I think I mentioned this in the last video, but what I did was I took the pattern, I read through it, and then I deconstructed it in my mind and started from the bottom up. And it worked out. The only thing that didn't change was this. So I went ribbing how many stitches, because what would happen is she started with 6 stitches and then she increased, worked part of the hat, did the chart, knit it for a little bit, and then did the ribbing. So I looked at how many stitches I would have ended up with at the end for the ribbing, cast it on that number of stitches, and then worked the ribbing, and then worked whatever it told me. I think it was like a 1/2 inch or 2 inches before the chart. Obviously backwards, it would have been the chart and then the ribbing. And then I just knit until it fit my head. So I knit it up. And then once it got to about where, like here, I started to decrease because I wanted a little bit slouchy. And I only decreased like 3 times around. So I did like a decrease round, a knit round, a decrease round, a knit round. And what I did was, because there's 90 stitches, I decreased every 30. Or I decreased the 29th and 30th stitch. Because I didn't want a large, sudden decrease, because I wanted it to be kind of like slouchy. But again, my son saw it and he stole it. He literally took it out my hands and ran with it. And I had to chase him down, and I said, okay, hold on, let me try it on, you make sure it fits. And I tried it on in front of my husband, and my husband said, oh my God, that's really a nice hat. Like, that's nice. Wow, did you make that? And I said, yeah, I did. And he goes, wow, I've never seen you do that before. And I was like, yeah, I did it the first time, and I think I did a pretty good job. I mean, I was careful. I did my floats. To learn how to do the fair isle or to carry the floats, I watched Pink Knits. I think that's her name. Pink Knits. Pink. I think it's Pink Knits. I don't know. Yeah, I think it's Pink Knits. And she just kind of, I just kind of followed like how she recommended to carry floats. And I think if I turn the hat inside out, and I should, well, except for this, I have to, like I said, he stole my hat, and I wasn't finished weaving in my ends. I think my floats came out pretty good. I'm also working on my son's Christmas socks. This is Nomad Yarns. I dyed this red yarn myself with Kool-Aid. I actually used a cherry, and then it was too light. So then I went over it with black cherry. After it dried, I said, oh, it's too light. And I went over it again with black cherry, and he actually likes it. And I think it came out pretty decent. Like, it's pretty true to color on camera. It's not too dark. It's not too light. I thought it was going to be too pink. And I even asked him, I was like, hey, when I pulled it back out, because I did it over the summer, I said, hey, is this a good color? Do you like this red? Do you want me to do it again and make it darker? And he said, nope, perfect Santa color. So, okay, perfect Santa color. And this is just the same yarn, but it's undyed. So I did, I'm using just as a guide, Hobie free pattern for kids knit socks. I cast it on, let's see, it's 13 stitches, 3, 6, no, wait, it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, wait, something's not right here. I'm gonna have to fix this because something's not right there. I actually looks like I knit it on another needle when I shouldn't have. So I added stitches. Anyway, I'll figure that out later. So yeah, that's all I'm working on. And my mitered square blanket, which I went and raided my stash and pulled up more yarn for it. I'm using like any worsted weight yarn I have left over for my granny stripe blanket, and then I've added some extra ones in. I have some Lion Brand Touch Alpaca in a pretty gold, a pretty blue, and a pretty gray. So I threw that in there and made a cake. But besides that, not really much else going on. It's been a crazy week school-wise. Today the kids have off. Monday the kids have off. Well, 2 of my 3 have off today. And Monday they all have off. I'm not really reading much, so this vlog is not going to be very exciting. Yeah, I'm not reading at all. So I'm reading Black Rabbit Hall, but I'm only in like maybe 20% in. I'm trying to get my Christmas socks done for everybody, so that's one less thing I could worry about. And I started a new job, so there goes less knitting time for me. So I have to hustle on the days I'm not working. It's a seasonal position for now. Hopefully they'll like my work ethic and keep me. But if not, I tried. So there's that. So yeah, I guess that's about it. Like, there's not really anything to tell you. Like, I'm basically focused on my kids in school. Like, that takes up my time. And that takes up all my time. Like, there's no in between. There's no downtime for me. Oh, I did want to share something. Little Drops Are Wonderful at Allie is making a playlist for Vlogtober, song of the day. So last night, while I'm sitting on the couch, working on my miter square blanket, headphones in, I went on Spotify and checked it out. Well, one of the songs is a Hamilton, from the Hamilton soundtrack. And I listened to it and I was like, oh my God, I like this. Like, I didn't jump on the Hamilton bandwagon. Like, I was like, okay, it's a great play. It's a great Broadway play. It's a great, they've won awards. But I never saw it. Never really was, like, interested in it. But this song was like, oh, I want to listen to the soundtrack. So I went and listened to this, part of the soundtrack on Spotify. And then I was like, you know what? I need to watch this. And Disney Plus just happens to have it. I have Disney Plus. I went, sat on the couch with my headphones and my iPad while my husband was watching. I don't know what he was watching. But I sat there and I watched it. And I was like, what? Like, I just was, like, blown away by it. I knew it was good. And I just didn't realize, like, how good it was. And I didn't realize, like, the cast worked so well together. And it was so much different than any other musical. It's not a play, it's a musical. Any other musical I've seen. And there were parts where I laughed out loud. Like, I just started cracking up. And, of course, my husband's like, what the heck are you watching? And then I told my daughter, she's like, Mom, what are you watching? And she looked, and this is my teenager, and she goes, oh, you're watching Hamilton. And I'm like, did you watch it? And she goes, no. And I'm like, watch it. Like, watch it. It's awesome. And by the end of it, like the last 20 or so minutes, my husband went upstairs to bed. By this time, it's like 11 o'clock at night. I didn't realize how long it was. Like, I knew it was long, and my younger daughter my middle child was sitting on the couch, and towards the end, I'm not going to spoil anything, but I had tears. I was crying, and she looks at me, she goes, why are you crying? I'm like, no reason. Like, it was really touching. And I'm glad I actually finally sat down and watched it. So if you have Disney Plus, or you can access Hamilton and watch it, sit down and watch it, because it is a great story. It's historical, obviously. It's about Alexander Hamilton, but the way they told the story is a lot different. Like, it's not boring. It's not just history. Like, they brought it to life. So it's the cast and the way it was written, and the way it put a spin on your basic musical. Okay, so enough about that. But I wanted to thank Allie for putting that song from Hamilton on there, and it piqued my curiosity about the rest of the soundtrack, and then it made me go and watch the musical. So thank you, Allie. Oh, and P.S. I love the playlist for Vlogtober. I can sit there and actually knit to it. Like, it's a good playlist. And I'm waiting to see what song of the day for today will be. Anyway, besides that, yeah, nothing. So, I will see you guys later. I will see you next week. Hopefully I'll have more finished projects for you and stuff. Or maybe not. Who knows? We'll see. Time will tell. So I will see you guys later. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Leave me a comment down below if you have any questions, comments, just want to chat, whatever. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.